Good evening. Welcome to my kitchen. I am Chef Tom. We are live here in the kitchen for a shrimp noodle bowl demo. Cooking for yourself is the most important thing you can do. And you're worth it. You're worth the time. You're worth the effort. And feeding your body good food is the best way to take care of it so that it takes care of you. We're going to do that tonight with some buckwheat noodles for our noodle bowl. We've got some fresh ginger we're going to use, some shrimp that I talked about, and a whole lot of other fabulous Asian seasonings that we're going to use. You can learn more about those in my book, Seasonings Made Simple, and I'll post a link for that once we're done. Right now we're going to get started. I'm going to point the camera down so you can see what's going on the stove and in the counter. And so I got limited camera technology here. This is what we got to work with, so hang out with me on this. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is turn on some water and for the noodles, and I'm going to get the pan hot for our noodle bowl. We're going to do this in two pots here. One is we're going to cook the noodles separately. The other is we're going to prepare all the vegetables and the shrimp and those items. One of the key things is fresh ginger, and I'm going to cut a nice big fat hunk of that. Get the skin off of it. Ginger is really good for your digestion. Okay. I'm just going to slice this real thin in the direction of the strings, the direction of the ginger root. Come on off of there. It's the easy way to julienne this and mince it. This is quite the pile. I may not put all this in there. So, you know, when you cook without a recipe, you just kind of eyeball everything. And if you're crazy about ginger, or you're really feeling like you need that extra ginger boost because your belly's bugging you, by all means, throw a boatload in there. Okay, our pan is getting hot, so I'm going to grab some peanut oil. And we'll use, before we get the peanut oil in there, I'm going to cut up a few more vegetables. Let's see, what else have I got? Some carrot here, and one of the nice things to do to make your noodle bowl interesting is vary the shapes of the different cuts of vegetable. So I've cut these carrots on an angle and got this nice oval shape. So there's that step. What else we got here? Oh, I got a little chunk of yellow zucchini. I want to make everything nice and colorful. And for this cut, I'm going to go with a julienne, which is like a matchstick cut. So I'm just going to make these slices. Slice it once, slice it twice, and there you go, julienne cut. Okay. What else we got over here? Little red bell pepper I'll work with. Cut a few strips of that. This one's a little fat. Trim it down. Get these nice and thin. More matchsticks. And what else we got? Oh, a little celery. One of the things I like to do is get the strings off the outside of the celery. They don't get caught in your teeth. Also makes it easier when you slice it. Again, if I go on this angle slice, what I'm going to end up with are these nice long kind of horseshoe shapes. And turn that down. All right, so we're ready to add some oil. Splash of that. Our hot water's coming to a boil. So these are buckwheat noodles, and you can generally find them anywhere in the Asian section of the grocery store nowadays. I used to have to go down to the Asian market in Denver to get these, but a lot more available. Okay, as soon as the water comes to a boil, we'll plunk those in. We got our vegetables, we got our oil hot. Get the ginger in there. I think you can see what's happening in the pan. And we'll get the rest of the vegetables in there. They don't need to cook very long. Just want to get them tender. And what else? We got some Shiitake mushrooms. Alright, Shiitake mushrooms are great for your immune system. So I'm just going to trim the stem out of these. Well, I am getting hungry already. And give all this a stir. Keep it moving. Alright, our water is underway. So we'll plunk these noodles in there. Buckwheat noodles are great. They cook quickly, so just about 5 or 6 minutes. These guys should be cooked up. Everybody in the hot tub. Get on in there. Okay. We'll set a timer for them. We'll check them in 5 minutes. In the meantime, I'll turn this down a little bit. We'll slice up our mushrooms. Shiitake mushrooms are typical of Asian cuisine. So that's mushrooms come in all sizes and styles. Okay, we can throw these in here. See what's going on in the pan. See all that nice color, all those nice shapes. And what else we got here? Use the shrimp, aforementioned shrimpies. So you want to buy raw shrimp, and these are the easy peel. So you pretty much just slide the shell off of there. That's about all there is to that. Just slide it off. The tail, sometimes you can leave that on there because it adds flavor. And they're usually not that. Once they cook a little bit, you can just chomp them right down if you're not squeamish. And if you want to pick them off when you're eating, then you can do that too. Or you can just yank them off altogether right at this stage. Okay, I'm going to wash my hands, get the shrimp on them. So once we got our vegetables going, we're going to add another little thing I like to do is add cabbage to my noodle bowls. And I'm going to make some little cabbage noodles. Just slicing this thing nice and thin. I'm cutting this up now, but I think I'm going to actually add it later on. So we've got our ginger and our vegetables in there, and now we're going to add chicken broth. Generally about 1.5 cups of broth per serving. So I'm just cooking for one tonight. eat this whole pile of food that I make all by myself. Not sharing with anybody tonight. So we got our shrimp, we got our cabbage on deck, and what else are we going to use that's going to make this really spectacular? Got a green onion that I'll add at the end, and I got some other little surprises that I'll show you as we go along the way here. But basically, we're just going to bring this broth up to a boil with the vegetables in it. About as fast and easy as dinner as you can get. I don't think we've been going for 10 minutes here, and we're definitely within 10 minutes of chow time. So, in the meantime, what can I tell you about what we're doing? Oh, we're going to use some rice vinegar to create a sour element in our dish. There's 5 flavors, 5 primary flavors: sweet, salty, sour, spicy. Can you guess the last one? No, it's bitter. And tonight we got celery to offer a bitter flavor in our dish. The red bell pepper and the carrot are going to offer a sweet flavor. We'll use this rice vinegar to a little splash of sour in there. The ginger is our savory element. So we're covering all the bases. And basically what happens when your body senses all 5 flavors present, it's happy, satisfied. But if you eat a meal that's predominantly just 1 or 2 flavors, like say a bowl of spaghetti, you get full, but your body doesn't really agree. Let's check our noodles. How close they are. Pretty close, 2 minutes. So if all 5 flavors are not present, your body doesn't quite agree that it's been a complete meal. Alright, so broth is boiling. We'll stir the cabbage in. We'll throw our shrimpies in there. Let's get it back to a full strong boil before we do that. And so yeah, what happens, you eat a bowl of spaghetti, just 2 flavors represented, and your body's like, oh, my belly's full, but I'm still craving something. That crazy, I'm full, but I'm still hungry feeling. And that's what's going on. You're missing those 5 flavors. So with your bowl of spaghetti, you could remedy that by making some spicy element in your sauce, some crushed red pepper. You could add some salty element, like some nice Parmesan cheese or Romano cheese. Maybe a bitter element, like some parsley. Fresh parsley sprinkled over the top. So that's a little tutorial on the 5 flavors. Okay. So I'm just going to make these shrimp get down into the hot liquid. They're going to cook really quick and easy. And I think at this point we can add a little splash of vinegar. Just a little splash. We got this other little magic trick we got here. This is wakame. What is wakame, you might ask? Wakame. Wakame is a sea vegetable. And so that's going to add some nutrition and some salty element to our dish. So I'm just going to sprinkle that in there, just a little spoonful. Because it's dried, it's going to expand. These shrimp are just about cooked. I think I want just a little bit more broth tonight, so I'm going to add another splash. Cooking as we go. What else we got here? We could chop up our green onion and throw that in. And I think those noodles are probably just about done. So I'll check those in 1 second. Let's see what's happening. One more minute. One more minute. Cooking here at high altitude. Any of you who live around Summit County know that everything takes longer when it comes to boiling. That's because at this elevation, water boils at 197 degrees instead of 212 at sea level. So we're at a big disadvantage when it comes to boiling things. Cooking on a lower temperature. All right. Green onions can go in there. And that is our fabulous noodle bowl. You can see it here in the pan. We've got shrimp, we got cabbage, got mushrooms, vegetables, ginger, little splash of rice vinegar. And see how we're doing here. We're there, and shut these up. Let me get a bowl here. We're making an Asian noodle bowl. We need a bowl to make our noodle bowl. All right, we can pour the liquid off of these noodles. I'm using the old hold the spoon against the noodles and just pour the water off technique so that I don't have to blow up or dirty up a colander, but whatever works for you, whatever makes you happy and comfortable in the kitchen is what you should do. And I think that's about enough noodles for tonight. What I'm going to do is take the rest of these and just give them a little splash of oil so they don't get sticky and goopy on each other. And that'll make a nice little snack another time. Just let those sit there. Now we've got all our nice shrimp and vegetables, cabbage. And you know what? My eyes are bigger than my stomach. I may not eat all this food tonight in one sitting. Maybe all the broth. Let's see. Pour that in there. Yeah. Alright. Still got a pretty good pile of shrimp and vegetables. Leave that off the heat. And for the final touch, we've got, what else? Gamashio is sesame seed and a little sea salt. A sprinkle of that on there. And what else? Maybe a little squirt of soy sauce. What I like to use is this here Bragg's liquid Aminos. Basically, it's instead of soy, it's the same characteristics as soy sauce, but it's soy free. So that's why I like to use that. There we go. I think, got some chopsticks. I do. Noodle bowl extraordinaire. So, Thank you so much for watching and joining me. Really appreciate having you here. Remember, cook for yourself, care for yourself. You deserve it. You're worth it. Till next time, I'm Chef Tom. Catch you on the next live edition of Cooking Demo. Have a great night.